Alright, welcome to Downshift Entertainment, and today we have a very exciting episode. It's a Supra episode, oh yeah. So we are actually installing some carbon fiber parts for the Supra, and I know you guys love to build videos. So I'm actually at Corsa Motorsports. They agreed to help me and let me use their lifts and stuff, so that way I don't have to do it on the floor. But this should be a pretty easy job, and it is something that you could do on the floor if you need to. So today I'm installing these two carbon bits. So I'm installing the LG Carbon Heritage fenders, and then the Rexpeed carbon heat plate. So this one's pretty easy to install. We'll do that one last, but this one's the main one. It's going to take up most of the videos installing these here fenders. So let's get into it. All right. So why are we installing these carbon fenders? What function do they serve other than lightness? Well, the Supras are known for building up a lot of positive pressure inside the front wheel wells. And so what is that? Well, as the tire spins, it generates a lot of air and turbulent force. That air, as the tire spins this direction, throws air back and up. Now this causes two different problems. So the first problem, which we are not solving today, is that it pushes a lot of air up. So what ends up happening is the faster you go, the lighter it makes the front end. So that can cause a problem if you're trying to keep traction, you're trying to go around corners and things like that. If the front end gets too light, you lose grip in the front tires, you can't steer, and you crash. Now, that could be a benefit for some applications. So if you're running down the drag strip, you actually kind of want the car to squat down on the rear because you want more traction in the rear than you do in the front. Now, I am building this to be kind of a canyon crawler slash track car, not necessarily a straight line dragster. So I am going to be venting the top here, but I'm not doing that today. So today we're doing the vents back here. So the way you solve the positive pressure issues is that you put vents in. That's what this fake vent is supposed to represent, is the vent for the wheel, but obviously it's all blocked off. So we're not solving that one today. But we are solving the air flowing back. And you're like, why is that a problem? Well, as the tire spins, it creates all that turbulent air. And this car has a lot of body lines and body works designed to help control the air around the car to make it more slippery. Well, that turbulent air spilling out the sides and spilling out the back screws all that up. It makes that not very effective at high speeds. So to help increase the effectiveness, we're putting a vent in right here. Now what's going to happen is it's going to capture that turbulent air. Not all of it, but some of it. It's going to capture it, it's going to help control it, and it's going to help force it down the side of this car to help make it just a little bit more efficient. Now how much more efficient is it actually going to be? Probably not enough to where the average person or even myself is going to know. But, you know, it's there. And it should help, it should serve a function, it should be beneficial. And it will look cool. So it is a functional part. Now, in order for us to do all that, we do have to remove these plastic panels up here. We have to remove the inner wheel lining. We have to remove these fenders. These fenders have 5 bolts. There's 2 at the top. There's one right here, and there's one down here and one right here. Okay, and the one at the bottom, unfortunately, is facing the wrong direction. Instead of being able to get to it from here, it's actually facing that way. So you have to get to it from this side, which is going to be a pain in the butt. We'll figure that one out. I don't want to have to. I've seen some videos where they took off the entire lower rocker panel to get to it. We're going to try not to do that today. I believe we should be able to get to it from the top once we get the other bolts out. So we're going to try and do that. And then we also do have to cut the inner fender in order for the vents, the air to actually flow. And I got some ideas around cutting that, so we'll get into that. Right now, we're just going through and we're just getting this all torn apart and getting these plastic bits off, and so we can get to this stuff. So let's look at it. Alright, so we're here at Corsa, and this is Corey Hom. He is the owner of Corsa, and he has quite the pedigree. He used to work for Lamborghini Chicago, and then moved to Arizona and started working for Penske Ferrari. He's a certified Ferrari Master Tech. Yeah. Did you get any Lambo certs?
Yeah, I did like Gallardo. Yeah, but I had a lot of training. I did Lamborghini, Lotus, with Fox Valley Motor Cars. They're not around anymore, but in Chicago, and then yeah, out here worked for Penske. Actually, before Penske bought it. Yeah, with Ferrari. I was at Ferrari for just over 10 years. I did Ferrari, Maserati, Aston Martin, Lotus when Penske bought Lotus, and Fisker. So. Yeah.
Lots of certifications. So he, Corsa Motorsports specializes in exotics and high performance vehicles.
Yeah.
Mostly doing your mechanical and maintenance works, but you do some performance upgrades.
I do some performance stuff as well.
Yeah. So he'll do some tuning, and he'll do some exhaust upgrades. Lots of downpipes. Everyone loves downpiping.
Everybody loves downpipes. Everybody loves flames. So.
Yeah. So lots of flame tunes and things of that nature. So you did actually build a Supra for SEMA, but it never actually went because that SEMA was canceled.
Yeah, COVID.
So it never actually went, but yeah, so this is not an unknown platform here, so it's gonna be fun stuff.
Yeah.
So we're gonna work on it, and you know, Corey's been, you know, he's involved with a lot of the supercar scene and performance car scene here, so he's been on a couple JR Garages videos too.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, JR Garage has been bringing all their vehicles lately over here.
Yeah.
And I know they're buying more and more salvages.
Yeah, they're going to the salvage auctions and scooping everything up. That's pretty decent. So
yeah, so exciting stuff. So we'll get into the car. So here you can see we already took off the plastic panels on the top here. So if you want to know what it looks like on the inside of the Supra, that's what it looks like. Here's the fenders. Yeah. So we do have another bolt right on the inside of the inner fender that connects the fender here, but what's cool is the inner fenders are actually two pieces, so we're going to have to take off one. And then the here's the outer fenders, that's what we're replacing. Now on the passenger side, you got some fun. So the passenger side contains the windshield washer fluid reservoir, which does sit inside here, so we do have to take that out too and connect it to the other fender, so that will be interesting, let's say the least. But yeah, fun stuff. All right, so we got the inner fender off and got most of the bolts off, but this is what I was telling you about, where that one little bolt down there on the bottom is facing the wrong direction, but you can get it if you got a small enough wrench from the top, so you don't have to take off the whole like rocker panel to get to it, but it is inconvenient to say the least. But the nice thing is that bolt goes into one of those little threaded clips. You can actually flip that clip around, so you don't have to deal with this in the future should you ever want to swap these out as we install them to make it a little bit easier. Alright, so I have the inner fender here, and so I went ahead and I cut my hole. So the fenders are kind of wider in the middle than they are down here at the bottom, so I went ahead and did just cut that angle in there. So now, with the giant hole there by the wheel, that is going to collect rocks like it's going out of style. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually, over here I have some aluminum bug screen, and I got some plastic weld, and I'm going to cut this screen and I'm going to weld it to the back there, so that way it should keep most of the rocks from going inside the hole. Alright guys, so we got the driver's side installed. Wasn't too difficult, put the liner back in. Corey's finishing up the passenger side right now. So the passenger side's a little bit annoying because you got your windshield washer fluid reservoir is in the way, so we ended up having to pop the line off and it started dripping all over the place. So I apologize, Corey, we made a clean spot in your shop. But yeah, so just getting all the different bits back on. We'll get the reservoir in there. So now what I did over here on the fenders, so you can see so I cut my hole and I put screen material, and I was going to glue it on, but you know what? Tape works, so I'm just going to tape it on. That should be enough to keep the rocks from going out of there. And that's nice Gorilla tape, so should hold up, I think. Yeah. I mean, really big rock would probably shoot right through that anyways, but
it'll hold up until it doesn't.
Yeah, so should be good enough. Yeah. So, but yeah, so that is where we are at. So then next bit is the Rexpeed pieces, which go right here. So they actually gave us instructions this time, so we'll come over here. So it's kind of nice. So they gave us instructions, and as a bonus, it is in English for the first time ever on a Rexpeed product. That's fantastic. So it just says, please install piece here, and then use 3M tape. So, which is nice. So here's one of the side pieces. Let me get it out of the thing while I'm holding the camera. Okay, all right. One of the side pieces that goes up here. Goes up here. So, not like that one. This is probably, I don't know which side this is. It's one of these. So I'll look at the instructions and figure that out. But yeah, exciting stuff. So the nice part about doing the Rexpeed heat plate at the same time as doing the fenders is you have to remove these fender liners right here. So we put in the back clips, but now we got to put in front carbon bits. So these just sit on top of the plastic, and they go up underneath the trim here, and then we put the little set clips go in and should hold the piece down. Now these pieces go in, the side pieces go in first, and then the center plate is 3M taped on, and it's going to 3M tape to the metal, so which should be rather interesting. So those who don't know, this is the heat plate. The heat plate, if you ever open up the Supra hood right after driving, will be really, really cool. But then after a couple minutes, it will start becoming extremely hot to the touch. So the idea is that it kind of acts like a heat sink on a computer, in that it's connected to the radiator. So as the air flows in, the plate cools and takes the heat out of the radiator. It just adds an additional cooling surface. And so as the car sits right after driving, that gets hot, and to help cool the car down. And it's all part of the temperature management and temperature control in these cars. So you could technically just remove that plate, but it will affect your cooling just a little bit. So what we're doing is we're putting the carbon fiber bit over that, and it's going to tape to it. And the interesting thing to see is how is it going to handle that plate getting hot, the hot cool cycles. So we'll see if the carbon holds up. It'd be really cool if it does. If not, well, that's $500 down the drain. So well, we'll see how it works, and hopefully it doesn't fade or have any issues. Alright, well, that's it. It's installed. Just 3M taped on, 2 little clips. The heat plate cover was the easiest bit to install. Fenders, obviously, need a little bit more finesse, but it's done. It's in. The fenders look good. Got functional vents. Got the carbon bits in the engine bay. I do like making my car pretty. So I do have more carbon stuff on the way. I got the carbon fiber hood. I got the carbon fiber side skirt, splitter, diffuser, and a giant wing as well. I do have some canards. They're already here. The problem is they only 3M tape on, and I don't like that. If I'm going real fast and they're 3M taped on, I think they're going to fly off. I don't trust it. So we're going to drill some holes and punch those in. But we're not going to do that today because despite what the Instagram poll said, I think it would look stupid to have the canards on it without the wing. So we'll wait for the wing to show up, and then we'll put the canards on and go from there. But yeah, it's done for right now. The livery is going to get changed up once the rest of the carbon bits come in. I will be changing the wrap color on it. I'll be saving the hood with the livery hanging on a wall or something, but other than that, it's good to go. So I hope you guys all enjoyed. Again, this wasn't meant to be like a super how do you do it sort of video, just kind of like a guide on things that we ran into and, you know, just educational. There's lots of videos online that show you how to do it. I watched the Super Mark V channel videos. I'll put a link in the description for their instructions on how to do it. So it's really good content. I hope you guys check out their channel, and I hope you guys like the stuff that I did today. So please feel free to like and subscribe. And as always, I hope you have a good day.